What's the difference between the Afghani army and the Taliban? The story that they live in. In that country, the Taliban are in control of the story of that people. They are the moral ones in that story. They are the heroes in that story. Those who sided with the United States are the villains. They are the immoral ones. They are the bad guys, and they know it. That's why they surrender. That's why you see the same thing, at least this is my opinion. That's why you saw the same thing in Iraq. That's why you see the same thing in all of these places. I was working on the Hill during the September in Washington, D.C., during the September 11 attacks. And I was working in the Nerve Center for Conservative Movement. The Republicans decided to go into Afghanistan to declare war on the Taliban in Afghanistan rather than just go after what they believed to be the perpetrators. And there were a lot of claims. The Democrats claimed it was for oil, and the Republicans claimed it was for our freedoms that we were going over there. The United States was going over there, and there were claims, true or not, that heroin production from poppies went through the roof after the United States, and a lot of really weird things then ended up happening. I don't know if any of those were true. Look into it for yourself. These were just claims that were made. But I was in this nerve center, and I told everybody there when we heard the news that the United States was going to invade Afghanistan, that without question, the United States would win there until they lost, and then it would be over. And the Afghanis would control that country again, that region of the world again. And specifically, we had a boardroom meeting where literally people laughed at me for saying that the United, because these were conservatives and they were big supporters of the Republican Party, foolishly. And some of them literally laughed when I said the United States would win there until it lost and then had to pull out. I talked then about the cost of conflict, how much it cost the United States to wage war, how much it cost the Afghanis to wage war. I talked about how it was in their biospirit to be and live a specific way, and that was the reason why forever people have had issues with Afghanistan. It is a rugged country to get in and out of, and if the things that live there have a biospirit that has a particular compass direction, that's the way they're going to end up going. You're not going to be able to put up enough McDonald's there. You're not going to be able to kill enough people there. So they say, oh, Jason, absolutely, they'll be able to spend enough and kill enough. And I told them, I said, look, you are a sick individual if you think that you're going to be able to murder enough people there. You'd have to murder all of them and then repopulate the country. And that is a monstrous thing to think about. 20 years later, trillions of our dollars. What could we have done with the trillions of dollars that the United States stole from Western kind in the United States? What could we have done with those dollars? How much better could our lives be? Could we have cures for viruses that are passed one person to the other at certain hours of the day and not at other hours of the day? Could we have cures for things like cancer? Could we have cured the thing that your mother or your sister or someone died from or is grievously ill from? Could we have remedied pollution problems? What could we have done with those trillions of dollars to make our lives infinitely better? Think of the opportunity cost. 2,000 plus lives lost in Afghanistan. Every single one of those lives is extremely important. Every single one. What is the opportunity cost there, ladies and gentlemen? What could these people have ended up doing? What could they have ended up accomplishing? What could they have done for the population as a whole? What lives did they miss out on because of this ill-begotten venture over in Afghanistan? Many thousands more wounded, horribly wounded. Many of them can't live normal lives. Some of them psychologically wounded. Some of them physical and psychological. Some of them just physical. They're in wheelchairs. They lost limbs. They lost sight. Many of these people, as you know, when it comes to combatants in the U.S. military, I've read, you can look into it for yourself, dominated by Westmen. Those are the people out there being blown like hamburger into pieces. What about that young man who would have been the perfect young man for your daughter, who never was there to marry her, looks on now as a ghost, as she now is going to become a spinster, never found the perfect man for her because he is in pieces on a hillside in Afghanistan. You have to think about these things if you really want to grasp the full picture of what they have done to us. Right now, the Republicans are blaming the Democrats for mishandling Afghanistan. Well, of course, the Democrats blamed the Republicans for mishandling Afghanistan when the Republicans held the White House. And indeed, they both mishandled Afghanistan, in my opinion. As I said, Ghani has fled the presidential palace. Biden has sent, this is what is being reported now, and it is subject to change, 5,000 troops to Afghanistan of the 82nd Airborne to help with the escape. Where do you think these people are ultimately going to end up? Do you think they're going to end up in some godforsaken desert somewhere on the other side of the globe? No, no, no. They are going to end up your neighbor, and they're going to hate America. And they're going to see white people as America. You are going to be the avatar because America betrayed them, because America sold out, because America told them we're gonna come in here with all of our tanks and technology and money, and it's going to be fine. Go ahead and side with us. And now they have to lose their home, lose everything they know, and who knows how many of their family members are not going to make it back under Taliban rule. And there'll be no easily getting them out of the Taliban once the Taliban locks down all of the borders. And right now, reminiscent of Vietnam, helicopters, Chinooks, and more are flying in to Afghanistan and just taking helicopter load after helicopter load of people out of that country. And again, I say, where are they going to end up? A good guess is your neighbor. And they're going to hate America, many of them. Of course, I can't speak for all of them. This is just a guess. Who knows for sure? You'll have to speak with them.